welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Amanda. So in today's video, I've got some really easy Christmas appetizer ideas for you. Now, these Christmas appetizer recipes are super simple. They would be perfect for you to take to any of your gatherings for the holidays. So I really think you're going to enjoy them. They're also kind of a fun twist on them because I chose like more retro type recipes. I was trying to go for finding recipes that were popular in the past and kind of still remain popular to today. Some of them do so. But it was fun to try out some new recipes that were, you know, kind of those vintage recipes. So that was fun. I'm excited to share these with y'all. Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you're excited to see these recipes. But let's go ahead and get into the video. Let's go ahead and get started on our sausage balls. And these are typically made with bisquick. I didn't have bisquick on hand, so I looked up a recipe without bisquick. And so we've got 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour going in here, along with some pepper and onion powder and baking powder. We're just going to mix that really well together. Then we're going to go ahead and toss in our grated sharp cheddar cheese, and we'll make sure to kind of cover that with the flour mixture. And then we're going to add in like our sausage, some melted butter, and some milk. So I feel like sausage balls have been around forever. I looked at online a little bit, and it looks like they've kind of been, you know, pretty popular since the 1960s. So I know that when I was a kid, like my mom made them. My mother-in-law, you know, always made them. She a lot of times would have them like for Christmas as one of, like, she does appetizers and stuff like that. And so I feel like they're definitely a very popular thing, and lots of people serve them. They are typically made with bisquick, but I really just don't use bisquick pretty much ever, so I didn't have it on hand, and I thought, well, instead of buying it and I won't end up using it, then this would be a great solution. So we're just going to scoop these out on a cookie sheet, and I ended up filling this cookie sheet up and actually put a few more on a little one. So let me know in the comments below if you typically make sausage balls. Do you do anything different with yours? Is that something, though, that you know have made for a long time? I feel like they have been around for a really long time, and I know they're always super popular. I've also bought the bags of the frozen, I think it's Tennessee Pride or something like that, and those are really good too. So those are great if you need, you know, something already made, and you can just throw them in your oven, you know. So here they are all finished. Now, I would really like to add more flour to these. This recipe called for 1 1/4 cups of flour, and I felt like it was a little heavy on the sausage. They were super good, but I like them a little more bready, so I think I'm going to look for a recipe that has a little more flour in it. But these were great, and especially if you do like them more sausage, you know, with more sausage, it'd be a great choice. We're going to go ahead and get started on our devils on horseback. These were super popular in the 1970s. In fact, one of the things I read said they were one of the most popular appetizers of the decade. And there's actually quite a few variations, I feel like, on this type of recipe. You can also change this up. I saw where some people put cheese in these. It's all kinds of different stuff. So a lot of people definitely made them their own. So we've just got some soy sauce there and some ground ginger, and I just kind of stirred them up. We have some pitted dates, and we're going to go ahead and stuff that with a smoked almond and then get all those complete. Now, I just made a small amount of these. I wasn't sure who all would like them, who all would even try them. So I thought, you know, I want to go ahead and just make a small batch. So definitely feel free to make, you know, as many of these as you want. The recipe actually makes a total of 20. Once we get the almonds in these, we're going to go ahead and wrap them with bacon slices. So you just take bacon, and it's going to be bacon pieces cut in half. And I always like I think it's Hormel, like natural or something like that. It's in a brown box, but my goodness, that stuff is so good. I don't eat it very often just because of the sodium, but it is the best tasting bacon I think I've ever had. It's just really good. Last time I checked, my Walmart had a package for like $5.98, which I feel like for bacon, that's really good. That's not too bad. But we don't eat a lot of it, so it's not like we're buying it a lot. But once we get all these wrapped, we're going to just, you know, of course, we're securing them with a toothpick. And you want to make sure those toothpicks soak in water for a little bit, just so they don't burn in the oven. We're going to take each one, and we're going to actually dip them in the soy sauce mixture and then dip them in brown sugar. And I saw some of the reviews that said, like, kind of go light on the sugar because dates are super sweet. So you don't want like an overload of sugar. So definitely, you know, kind of use your best judgment there. But I did kind of go light on the sugar, and these were perfect the way they were. Now, of course, you could vary, like I mentioned earlier, what you put inside of them. Some people use like walnuts, you know, all kinds of different stuff, pecans. and, you know, cheese, all kinds of stuff. So you really could change these up. These are a fun little appetizer. I feel like, you know, just being with the toothpicks, and you got that smoky bacon and the sweet from the dates and all that good stuff. These just baked at 400 degrees for about 15 to 25 minutes. I just baked mine until my bacon was done to my liking, because I cannot deal with bacon that's not cooked. So these surprised us. We really liked them. My husband liked them, and he's pretty picky. And so these were definitely a very good choice. So now we're going to go ahead and get into our spinach artichoke dip. Y'all, I have loved this forever. I've actually don't think I've ever made spinach and artichoke dip, but it's so simple. I can't believe I've never done it. But in that bowl, we added some cream cheese, a block of cream cheese that I microwaved and kind of got good and soft. And then some mayonnaise, half a cup of mayonnaise, half a cup of sour cream. And we're going to go ahead and add our spinach that's been thawed. Well, I just did it in the microwave and then squeezed all the liquid out of it. And I've got some, these were actually marinated artichokes. And so I actually put those in there. I kind of got worried about it after a while. I was like, I've never tried marinated ones, so I was like, I hope it turns out okay. But it did. So if you have marinated ones on hand, they will work, or at least the ones I had worked. And then we also put in some garlic and some Parmesan cheese. I totally forgot to cut up the artichokes. So I did use scissors to cut those up. It was super simple. So if you forget, it's super easy to rectify. Now, I did not feel like the mixture had enough spinach, so I actually got some more spinach and put in there. And then it started looking like, spinach dip should, I feel like. And we're going to go ahead and put this in our baking dish and bake it at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes, or just until it's hot and bubbly. I actually ended up, I think, cooking it a little longer. Y'all, this was so good. I cannot even tell you. It was amazing. I just ate it with like tortilla chips. And that's my favorite way to eat spinach dip. But I know some people even do, like the French bread or Italian bread or something like that, maybe toasted or whatever. And of course, we're just topping it with just a little bit of Parmesan cheese on the top, so that you have that nice little Parmesan on top. This was so good and so simple. I just can't get over it. I cannot believe I've not made it before. Highly recommend this. Like I said, I just eat it with chips, but let me know if y'all have anything that you tend to eat spinach dip with. I bet it would actually be good even with like veggies, like I could see carrots, maybe even celery. So lots of options. Now we're going to go ahead and get into making our old-fashioned date balls. I couldn't find a date on these, like as far as like when they seem to be most popular, but so many people said like, my family's been making these forever. It's always part of our traditions, things like that. So they apparently have been around for a while. I had never made them before, but we've got some pecans here. We're just going to chop in the food processor. We also have some pitted dates we're going to chop as well. And I will tell you that I thought that thing was going to fly off the counter when I was chopping those dates. It takes a lot of, I guess, work for that processor to get those, because they're pretty, I don't know, they're pretty, like their texture is pretty firm, but they're also kind of chewy, So got all that done, and then we're going to go ahead and melt our butter in our saucepan, add in some sugar along with that, and our dates. And you're just going to cook this until the sugar kind of dissolves. It didn't give a time or anything like that, but I just kind of, as soon as everything seemed like it was pretty dissolved, I went ahead and, pulled it off the heat. The dates won't dissolve, but you also have those pieces in there. Now, once you pull it off the heat, we're going to add in some vanilla. We're also going to add in our pecans that we chopped up, and some Rice Krispies. So that's going to give it like a nice kind of crunchy texture, but it's also going to have a lot of chew to it as well. Now you're going to go ahead and mix this really well, but then make sure that you let it cool, because it's going to be really hot and you don't want to start working with it yet. So like, I think I left it for about 5 to 7 minutes, and by that point it was pretty workable. I went ahead and just used my cookie scoop to scoop these out, but you do want to form these into balls, because we're going to actually roll them in powdered sugar, so that you do want them to kind of make sure they're adhered together. And I just started doing that with each one. I just rolled them all up. Sometimes I would kind of squeeze it in my palm, and that seemed to work really well too, to kind of get it to hold together. I didn't really have too much problems getting them to hold together. Sometimes it might just, one might be a little fickle, and I might have to, mess with it for a little extra, but overall they went together really easy. So much easier than I thought that it might be. So we're just going to roll these in powdered sugar, get them nice and coated so they don't stick together. These were really good. They surprised me. I wasn't sure how they would be. And they're really sweet. So definitely, keep in mind on that. But they are, like, they have a chewy texture, but then, that crispy from the Rice Krispies. So really good. Highly recommend them. I hope y'all have enjoyed these easy retro Christmas appetizers. We sure enjoyed making them and trying them out. So I definitely appreciate y'all joining me today. Thank y'all so much for your support each and every video. I appreciate it so much. I look forward to chatting with y'all in the comments, but I hope you have a blessed day wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one.